Hello and welcome to a new backcountry snowpack summary for the North Shore Mountains, brought to you by North Shore Rescue on Friday, January 28, 2022. It's been an absolutely spectacular week in the mountains. Hopefully everybody got a chance to get out of the fog in the city and come up high and maybe hit some nice groomer laps in the sun. As far as traveling in the backcountry, we're dealing with a very hard crust on the ground. So the biggest travel advice for the moment is being equipped properly. Now, I'm not a big fan of these contraptions, neither these. Every time I have to put these on my skis, a little part of me dies inside. But definitely if you're going to travel through the mountains and going anywhere steep on Saturday, you want to put some sharp metal bits between you and that crust. And steep terrain, definitely some proper crampons, not the micro spikes, and also carry an ice axe. We did have a call this week of somebody who did slide on this crust, so that the fall hazard is actually quite significant. Now, how that person eventually come to a stop and escaped serious injury is a complete mystery that I'm still puzzling over. But he was tremendously lucky. So let's not push our luck this weekend and make sure that we take this crust seriously. Things are about to change a little bit. It looks like we have some snow coming in finally during the night of Saturday and into Sunday. Probably, according to some models, a pretty substantial amount of snow that's going to fall on that crust. So that's obviously going to probably increase the avalanche hazard. So if you want to learn more about that, stick around for the snowpack discussion. This week it doesn't really matter all that much where we dig our profile, but we're on a roughly south aspect, around 1,200 meters, and the only thing that's really worth mentioning is this crust here. If you're a trail runner, you're probably calling it awesome. If you're a skier, you're probably using vocabulary more along the lines of death crust from hell. The thing is really hard. And it's also quite deep. So in this profile site here, we're talking about 28, 29 centimeters of really hard snow. And you can still actually see the freezing rain crest that we got on January 6th is quite well marked in this profile. Now, what does change a little bit depending on aspect is the texture of the crust on the surface. And that is relevant because, as we mentioned in the intro, we have a little bit of snow coming this weekend. And of course, the big question is whether or not this new snow is going to bond fairly well to the crust. It is an assumption that is probably not going to be great, but sometimes these things are surprising. So we'll have to wait and see. Another part of the equation as well is wind. It does look like on the Sunday morning we have southerly winds of up to about 35 kilometers per hour up high, and westerly winds maybe up to 50 in the afternoon. So that's of course going to redistribute that new snow on various aspects on the mountain. So the thickness of the slab is the big question, and how well it's going to bond to the surface underneath. But definitely, as we'll all be very happy to see new snow on Sunday, we'll have to move in with a little bit of caution depending how much snow we get and whether or not it's bonding well to the crust underneath. That's all I got for this week. Stay safe this weekend, and we'll see you next week.